What stopped you from committing suicide? Legit bought the gun for this specific reason. Got to my spot where no one would have to worry about cleaning up, had gun loaded and in my mouth. Then I realized I had 4 hits of acid left, some ketamine and DMT. So figured, hey, might as well finish that off before I go. Dropped all the acid, railed some K, and while it was coming on hit the Deems. Holy shit, was it the trip of a lifetime. I had some crazy premonitions and felt like I legit saw across time to a place where things were better. And when I came out of it hours later, it was to my phone ringing, and it was literally a person calling to put some shit to rest I didn't know was still eating me. Actually made some sort of peace with myself, and that feeling of comfort I received lasted for a few years, and allowed me to get on a better path. Not advocating for anything here, it was just my experience. And I'm glad to still be around. I never would have known my wife or my daughters, and I can't even fathom that now. I've always thought about it since I was in middle school, and now I'm 25. Honestly, my mom, little brother and my cats. I couldn't do that to them, but I still think about it almost every day. My mom would be the most devastated if I killed myself, and my brother would be sad for a while, but I'm sure he would get over it with the support of his friends. When my mother and cats are gone too, we'll see. My daughter, she knows how hard it has been for me, and has told me she needs me. That I just need to fucking stay. So for her and my sons and grandchildren I stay. My dog. I don't want him to be sad or confused about why I'm suddenly nowhere to be found. The train I was going to throw myself in front of was cancelled. Took the hint. My little sister found me. My mother found me and got my stomach pumped. My fish needed to be fed. The guilt of bringing my parents sadness after all the things and love they have given me. Maybe, after they're gone, such thoughts will be back. But for now, having a good time living life with awesome friends and family. I was misdiagnosed, neurologically, as a young teen. I was suffering from one thing while trying to fix another. For about 8 years I only got worse, and I had begun to exist in an almost constant state of despair. I talked openly, took advice, did everything I was told. But eventually I decided if this was gonna be the ride, then I wanted off. I never saw it as a good idea. I knew the stories of remaining families' pain, and those who had tried or come close and regretted it. I decided to stick it out until 20. No one knew this. Once you are stuck, there comes a point where in desperation you would give anything up, for a moment's peace from a permanent grey. My 28th was around the corner. I had written my explanations and apologies. From part-time work I had enough in the bank for a basic funeral/cremation. I cancelled my phone and gym plan. Then my partner at the time, who I had almost forgotten about with my plans coming up, turned up unannounced and dumped me. I wasn't hurt or surprised, we were moving apart and starting to bicker. I was furious. I couldn't do it. No matter what I wrote or said, people would always think I did it because of her. I hated the idea of her getting the credit even more than the thought of doing another 20 years on this brutal planet. I took a packet of anti-migraine headache tablets, the kind where you take one when you think one is coming on and the other when you have one. Went to sleep and woke up with a super intense migraine, so cheers for that. Much better now though. My shitty family pushed me to the edge, but I don't want to leave my little sister alone with them. So I would say I'm here for my sister. She stopped me from killing myself. She doesn't know that, but she's world to me. The door to get to the roof of the building I planned to fall from was locked. I decided not to try another method because I was too tired. Ironically, a lack of meaning. When I realized I don't need a grand purpose. My mom would be very upset. Not knowing. It's like a mediocre book, sometimes the curiosity just compels you to finish it. My cat. My mom. What counts as stopping? Some guys I don't even know saw me and cut me down. They held me until my heart started beating again and I started breathing. I owe them everything. I have a second chance at life. It hurts to know that without someone spotting me hanging I would not be here. Life goes on and we choose how we live it and how we can grow. It was more difficult than I thought in a strictly physical way. I couldn't get the blade deep enough, struggled and eventually called BS and have up. Pussy. And then the lack of pussy. The rope snapped. I gave myself a year before I turned 25 to see if life could get better. I was going through a deep depression that no one knew about. My close friends and family all knew I had depression, but everyone pretended it wasn't really a thing. I never knew if this was a good thing or not. But anyways, none of them knew just how truly miserable I was. I wrote letters for everyone in advance. The start of 2015 was truly horrific. I didn't know if I was going to get through it, but slowly through the year I was seeing tiny glimpses of light. My birthday is at the end of the year. I had no plans to celebrate it because I was planning to die anyways. But it was as if by the power of the universe, I'm not the religious type, who seemed to be telling me better days are coming and to keep going. December came around and I don't think I was ever happier. The people closest to me at the time showed me how life could be without knowing what I had planned. It pulled me through. Truly. So here I am today. Still going. Life truly can beat us down and throw us down the deepest and darkest hole sometimes, but we can be resilient. I won't say I am 100% happier now, but I am in a much better place than I was 7 years ago. I am also stronger and doing everything I can to take life by the horns and living my best life. It's hard sometimes, but I don't wish to ever be in that place again. So what stopped me? The universe and true care of people closest. What's stopping me now? Me and my determination. I hope those who might be contemplating suicide to really give life a shot. There's so much more to life than the pain we feel. It may feel hopeless and colorless, but one day, you will see life in colors and be better for all the pain you're going through right now. Keep going. The All Lives Matter movement. Unironically, knowing the fact that Nicocado Avocado would outlive me if I were to die is what keeps me going. One time I hit an incredibly low point in high school and was going to go through with it, didn't tell anyone. My best friend from childhood, who I was kind of on the outs with, asked me if I wanted to come over to her place that day. She would later reveal that she invited me over because she thought I was going to hurt myself. It was probably one of the last times we hung out together, but I am so grateful for her. She really was a special friend in my life, and I genuinely will never have a best friend connection like that ever again. The knife I was about to use was a gift by my uncle, who I love very much, so it reminded me of him and couldn't do it anymore. The other times long car rides in the night did the trick. My desire to have a family and to raise good people, since there's not nearly enough of them in this world. When I walked by the place where I planned to do it, I saw kids playing ball there. The idea of them coming here all happy and then seeing a dead body didn't sit right with me. I didn't want to upset my family, thinking that my mother-in-law would help raising my kids. Hell no. So short answer, kids. Realizing I couldn't make my dad bury me, I just keep telling myself I won't still want to after he's gone. Really hoping that's the case. My sister. My dog walking into the room. My friends keep checking on me. The panicky feeling at the noose tightened. Decided tight then it wasn't for me. My dog. A well-timed phone call asking me to be best man at a wedding. I completely gave up. I figured everyone dies anyways, so I'll just live my life to the end. Whether it's a happy life or a sad life, I'll just stick around to see how this shit ends. I was young at the time, so I was kinda hoping a school shooter would take me out, but I ended up graduating before that could happen. So yeah, still here. Still waiting. Buy a gun, like a boss. In my mouth, like a boss. Oh fuck man, I can't fucking do it, shit. Pussy out, like a boss. My brother was an idiot who would be absolutely clueless as to how to make things work or to motivate himself to go anywhere. If it wasn't for me telling him that I don't want to hear him bitch every time he comes home from work, I doubt very seriously he left his cashier job. 2. I made a promise to my dad before he passed away. I want to keep my word. 3. To piss my mother off. I never planned to make it past high school. I always had this idea of killing myself, but then, meeting my now boyfriend and talking with him to realize how loved and appreciated I felt and how much we were alike gave me a reason to want to keep living. He has saved me more than he knows and I truly love him to death. I really cannot wait to continue with life with him. Smile. The fear of doing it wrong and fucking up my already chronically sick body even more. I'm only staying for my partner and my cat. Maybe some of my friends too. But the daily weight is heavy on the mind.